on with this. Hey everybody, we are jumping back into this Ravnica Allegiance draft that we started yesterday on stream. I'm going to give a quick thank to my sponsor, Card Kingdom, for supporting my stream, and they are purveyors of magic gear for your tabletop game. Everything you need for that is available at cardkingdom.com, or even better, go down to my affiliate link down below in my panels there, and check out Card Kingdom from my affiliate link, and you'll see what I'm talking about. They got everything you need. You're going to get it fast. You're going to get exactly what you expect, and you're going to be happy with your transaction. So I highly recommend them. And then I highly recommend we check out this deck before we dive back in with it. We called it Cherry, Cherry, Cherry because we have a pretty even split in mana. If you do the mana count here, we have 7 sources of each color, and you can see why we need that. We basically are, we're trying to cast Oligarchs on 2, but we're trying to cast Sphinx of the New Prov eventually, so we're being pulled in some different directions color-wise. But this is a classic RNA control deck, Esper control deck. The basic game plan, we only have one Clear the Mind. That hasn't hurt us so far. Normally, if you can wait on this Clear the Mind until very late in the game and take your library of 8 cards or whatever and turn it into a library of 18 cards, which includes more card draw, more removal. We really like our instant and sorcery removal, Grotesque Demise, Final Payment, Summary Judgment, Arrester's Admonition even. All that instant and sorcery interaction is great because Clear the Mind sends it back into the deck, and it triggers Dovin's Acuity. And if we get an early Acuity, it becomes hard for this deck to lose. If we don't get Acuity, it's a little, we can get overrun. We did get beat by a very nice, a High Alert deck, but I don't think we got the Acuity there. So, this has been, so far, find Acuity and win. And this is, I like the set for these decks play just how we love, lots of grindy, thoughtful, interesting, close feeling games, although sometimes you hit a point where it's just like, okay, we're going to win. It's going to be about 10 minutes, but we're going to win. Hang in there, So let's see if we can do that a few more times. Oh, we've lost twice. I said 3-1, but we're 3-2, so I'm a big liar. We're right up against it. If we lose once more, we're out. So this could be quick. We could play one and be done. We could win. You can win 4 more. So 1 to 4 games coming up, and let's see what we can do. We are 3-2 though, right? Let's get that record updated. Yes, I infamously one time faced off against Reed Duke in an Esper control mirror, and boy, was that a long game. Long match. This looks great, though. I don't know if we're going to get Oligarch out before we get out, like, Acuity, but that's fine. If we draw a Plains or a Swamp, we can drop Oligarch on 2, but no matter what, we're keeping. This is great. Yeah, the Reed one was best of 3. We did draw a Swamp, so we're going to be able to... we can drop this Azorius Guildgate and have a turn 2 Oligarch, and even a turn 3 Acuity. And then on 4, we can Admonition while playing a Guildgate, so it's all coming up Millhouse here. A game could theoretically go infinite if both players had ways to loop their libraries and didn't interfere with each other doing that. Oh, Rob, well, I'm glad you're healing up. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and offer this trade before we do anything. If they want to trade Vampire for Oligarch, I'm in. The mana base is a little rough, but 7 of everything isn't that bad. It's a little rough. Ideally, you'd like more of like an 8-8-5 type split in this kind of deck instead of your 7-7-7. But here we are, slot machining it up. Certainly, I don't expect to be able to cast Sphinx of New Prov on 4 in this deck. But if we get a Plains, if that was a Plains, we could have. That would have been funny. But what are we doing here? We can insight. I guess we attack first. Looks like Oppo is short mana right now. I would have wanted to play the Guildgate and Admonition. Oh, looks like they may have oh, Blade Brand. Okay, no problem. It's gonna, if it was the, wasn't sure what they could be. I guess there's that Flash Flyer, but yeah, this is the Gambler's mana base. It's a little better, right, James? A little better. So let's go ahead and play the Swamp and draw some cards. Let's see, is that gonna be too much? We are at 5. Oh, if we do that, we have to, we're gonna discard because we draw 2, and then this comes to hand for 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't want to discard, and Oppo is struggling a bit. Let's just drop our Enforcer and wait for them to do something. Batmeme asks, what's our most splashed color? You mean historically on this stream or in this deck right here, right now? Not sure what the which angle you're coming from on that. Of course, I played a land thinking I was going to play the Sphinx and Insight and then didn't. I should have played the Guildgate, and then we'd at least have the option for the Sphinx of New Prov this turn. So that's a bummer that I kind of changed my mind midstream. And it cost us being able to deploy a nice 4-3 here this turn. But we'll go ahead and drop the Guildgate, and this time go ahead and play the Insight, since we won't have to discard anything. I'd say blue is our kind of splash color, but the trouble is we have a Sphinx of the New Prov we're playing, and the double blue means that we don't get to treat it like a regular splash. With 6 mana, we could do Acuity, Admonition. Generally don't want to be admonitioning a Blade Juggler back, though. We just kind of want to kill that, I think. So I like dropping an island, or even a... Yeah, drop an island. We'll attack and attack in the air and cast the Sphinx. Hold up Summary Judgment, or can we? We can't hold up Summary Judgment. That's okay. I don't think that's going to be super relevant here. Yeah. Let's go like this and like this. Trying to put some pressure on. We haven't really given them much to try and kill, though, so I'm basically expecting the Sphinx to die if they have removal. But it's okay. We have Clear the Mind. We'll get it back eventually. And if it's going to be that, we're in good shape. More Insight. It's almost too much card draw right now. Probably going to Acuity and Admonition. But if we did this before combat, we still wouldn't attack with the Enforcer. So I'm going to start with attacking with the Flyers and then do that. I did listen to the M20 Sunset show, Rob. Two plummets with a Zephyr charge. It depends on what you'd be playing instead. That's one of those questions that really is about over what, right? Maybe that's your best plan, but over what? Already feeling like we're gonna have a hard time losing this game, barring difficult to answer bombs that Oppo produces. But we're already like, now I'm gonna discard, but I'm okay with that now. We have so much land, I don't mind pitching a land. Which land, though? We kind of need more white, so I'm going to go ahead and ditch an island and try and play this Guildgate. Are you saving gems to play more Eldraine Draft from the get-go? No, not really, DC. We will have gems to do that, but that's just because we play every day and we're steady. Not because we are changing the way we're playing now so that we can get what we want in the future. Does that make sense? Like, we are stockpiling gems, but it's just happening from the way we approach this system. All right, if we consume, we're going to eat the juggler, and then we could admonition the Grudian, and then that makes a nice setback and attack. Let's do that. Although, how much to draw with Acuity is an ongoing question here. It's just like you can draw so many cards from it. We'll do another one though. That and. I actually don't want an admonition, I don't think. What do we want to do? Probably consume after combat. Uses our mana, doesn't draw us more cards, and make us discard with Acuity. So we'll save all that stuff for upcoming. And right now, just gain some life and take out their juggler. I just feel like we've buried them and are going to bury them in so much card advantage that they have a tough time. Like, and are they mono black? Maybe they're mono black, but that seems, how do you, like in a gold format, to go mono black is pretty bold. But yeah, maybe they're color screwed. That would explain everything here. Mono black is so unlikely that I expect this is just an Orzhov deck that's cursing right now. In fact, yeah, probably. All right, maybe bind and bounce here. And can we just win? No, we can't get 8 in. We can only get 6 in here, but I do like, let's bounce the Grudian. And play this. Cutie. This is where I feel like I must be playing suboptimally and I don't know it, but it's the difference between 99.8% and 99.6%, that kind of thing. Yeah, we can also just bind the Vamp. That's all I'm going to do. Like, we just have so many tools here, it almost doesn't matter, but this is a fine way to get in 6, and then they're going to be hard-pressed to deploy something to stop this. Oh, they got their white, so maybe they can stop the Sphinx now. They got a, maybe... What are they going to do, though? Current XP is like 98, I think. We're very close to 100. We'll get there this week and then buy the pass for the free-to-play account. All right, admonition. I was like, well, now it's going to take a little bit longer, but then admonition comes in and says, nope, you got it. We got it. I'm so unconcerned with this bug at 100. I'm going to go to 100 and I'm going to buy it, and then it's going to bug, and then WotC's going to fix it and give me the thing later. It just doesn't matter. The idea that WotC is going to stiff me out of my level 100 reward is nonsense. Just doesn't matter. Not that, I'm sorry, not nonsense sounds like I don't mean to be snarky. I'm just saying, don't worry about it. Like, WotC will make it right, is all I'm saying. Yeah, Zach, maybe I'll get a... I don't want to talk to, like, the value bundles and stuff today. I don't have anything planned for that, but I will get some thoughts together for tomorrow to speak about what stuff people who play Constructed should buy ahead of the new set coming out. Yeah, and they changed the standard queue. We're going to keep this lovely little starting hand here. Early clear the mind, but that's okay. We got Oligarch on 2, and that's sweet. The change to the queue is instead of lose once and you're done, play until you win twice, it's lose twice and you're done, play until you win, what, 4 times? I'll have to think about that, Zach. I haven't thought that through, what you're talking about. Tithe Taker is decent, but it doesn't have, like, First Strike or anything, so whatever. We could just bind it down here. It might be worth to bind it down, except then we just spend the rest of our game being mana more on their turn, which I don't love. So I'm going to actually offer this trade first. They say no thank you. No surprise there. Let's see. No way for us to play Sphinx on 4 with a Swamp out, but I'll play the second Plains, and then we get the second island. We just needed a Plains or an island after that, given this dual land. But we'll Enforcer here instead of Bind. Okay, so now I'll play the Guild Gate, because then it does give us Sphinx on 5. And looks like we are in an Esper, or could just be Azorius Skies over here. We haven't seen any black from Oppo yet, but classic looking Esper start over there too. We're still going to offer both of these creatures for their Tithe Taker, so sending in. Could be Thought Collapse, yeah. All right, we have the enchantment removal. I don't know what kind of I don't think we have any sack outlets or anything. Oh, we do. We have the the blue-black 2-mana instant removal spell that has a sack clause if you want to pay that way. Yeah, Admonition our own guy. Plenty of ways to get Oligarch back if we care is the bottom line. I'm going to say no attacks now. We'll stay back on defense with the Enforcer. And not going to bind. I'm not really interested in binding a Tithe Taker. Well, we could run out the Griffin first as kind of a play your worst creature first to draw out removal, but the Griffin trades straight up with the Messenger. It doesn't beat it, whereas the Sphinx actually beats it. So we're going to play the Sphinx and make him have it. Oh, mama. Et tu, mama. There it is. There's what we use our Oligarch for. Is there a reason to do that yet, though? Not really. We still get in clean with the Sphinx. It's got Vigilance. I am Bat Meme. I wouldn't pick your queues. I would not pick your limited queues based on the cards you need. You should just, if there's cards you need, earmark your future wild cards for those. Don't, I mean, you can, but I don't know. If you're playing a worse, if you're giving yourself a worse experience just to have a chance at like opening some rare from a set, I think your net experiential happiness is negative there compared to just doing the draft that you want to do and then using wild cards to secure the cards you want. Sorry, I'm thinking about keeping up Final Payment or just dropping the Griffin. I'm actually just going to drop the Griffin. Their shields are down. We're on the aggressive. We get to scry here. Do we want more land? We kind of want more land even. But we don't really need it here. We'll find our own. We'll find more land without leaving it on top of a scry. What's this about, do you think? Are we getting swept? I'm going to offer Enforcer for the Night of Sorrows and just kind of see what happens here. I'm not sure exactly what they're up to. Could be fair, you know, some minus effect or whatever that eats the Enforcer, but that's okay. I just want to kind of trigger their trap. That's fine. Still a 1-for-1, that's the main thing. In fact, kind of a half for 1 for 1.5 on our part, because we're getting an Afterlife token out of it. I don't think single combat is in this format, and there's why we put the land on bottom. You're going to get land in your hand whether you like it or not, so might as well bin it on a scry unless you need it that next turn. Well, I like this race that Oppo is asking for. I guess... I mean, I could final payment, but we already have Oligarch for final payment, and we Oligarch final payment, we're gonna get an Afterlife token, so I'm just gonna let him have that Summary Judgment. And I don't want to clear the mine yet. This is the awkward part of 1 clear the mine. If I had 2 clear the mines, I'd just fire this off, no big deal. We'll find the other one later and then start the loop. If we clear the mine now, we don't have another one, and we're saying that's it for our deck thinning. Now maybe that's okay because we are the aggressors here. We're really trying to just close out with the Sphinx in the flyers. I'm probably gonna actually we should bind the flyer. I'm just gonna bind the flyer now. And then we'll still have the mana to final payment at the during their turn through the Tithe Taker. And I did it while they were tapped out in case they had, you know, some counterspell we didn't want to have that fail too. Yeah, also if we wait until their turn, we wouldn't have both final payment and Lawmaker's Binding because of the Tithe Taker, so that's a good call. Ooh, well, that's pretty good. It's going to give them quite a stocked hand, but they are going to go down to 4. And if they can only manage 1 flyer or if they don't have removal for the Sphinx, then the final payment could be enough to get us through for lethal after they preconceive and draw 3. Let's see what they do with their scrying, though. Ideally, we see bottom, 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 and understand that they're trying to dig for answers. If they keep anything on top, yeah, 3 bottom, so that's a great first sign for us. Nothing in the base hand to help out, apparently. Here we're just going to play the transport, though, and we'll final payment on untap. They're in the tank, always a good sign when you have lethal showing on board, but no guarantees until the Planeswalker explodes, you know what I mean? Chili Bee.
All right, everyone, chill.
Oh, wow, they're attacking? That's gonna, like... Well, I guess it doesn't let us win, but this is great. I guess we block here. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're doing, What are they doing? Is this Fairy Duelist? Well, I want this thing to die. Creating some couple flyers would be nice. In fact, I kind of want to put it on here for that. I just don't want to give them that. I guess, oh yeah, then if it... Yeah, no, we'll take it because they get flyers from both of these, huh? Trouble is, taking 5 is not super realistic, although, no, then we just get to kill this and win, right? So that's fine. Never mind. We're going to take it, and unless they come up with another blocker, we should get there here. They might have Miscreant, but we're going to have blockers back, so it's okay. Or at least a blocker. Or yeah, duelist, not Miscreant. We know what we're talking about, though. Hear what I mean, not what I say. Also, if they have it, they still need to, like, block it and kill it. Slime Bind. At this point, we're going to clear the mine. Nothing to play for but the win, so let's shuffle back some useful stuff here. 28 should be enough to get this done. Exploding Planeswalker. No shame in scooping it up, Oppo. They're coming in. That makes sense. I'm going to chump the 3 and take the 2, and thus not put anything else in the air. It does... The choices here, like, I don't want to lose to a random pump spell that they happen to have. It's probably safe to just take this and ensure that these 2 can get in for the 2. But I'm going to make him have something. And I'm not going to risk losing because I didn't chump there. Okay, they have their own Sphinx. So this is a real game here. Real game, folks. Real game. We need to draw something. Hey, did we ever draw something? So now we just win? Just like we drew it up. Looks like Clear the Mine worked out for us, since that's our only final payment copy. Did we just win anyway? I don't know how we just win anyway. Oh, yeah, because this is... Well, this is a 1 power still, but we'll do it this way. Good call. I was thinking of Slime Bind as, like, removal. I had somehow in my head, like, just dismiss the Debtor's Transport. In fact, maybe I was just supposed to attack and not try this line, but this seems more reliable. Come on, Oppo, are you dead or do you have something? Why are we playing this game? Thank you. Maybe they were explaining to chat why they were dying. Cool. Glad to get another win there. Getting up to 5 is really nice. 6 even better, of course. At 6 we get our we get profit. Right now at 650 we are 100 under because we did spend gems to get in, but we can get one more win, we get actual gem profit back on this one. That'd be sweet. Let's try. The gem grind in this was like 40 or 60. Let me look. I did note it. Yeah, 60. We ground for 60 on this one. Yuck. We're gonna send this one back. Expose is no good. We want to clear the mine late, and we have nothing towards Oligarch. So, see ya. No, we started this one yesterday, so this is, finishing up yesterday. I'm going to keep this, and we're going to ditch Enforcer. Maybe we could just ditch Clear the Mine. We don't really want Clear the Mine until later anyway. And if we find black, we'll be happy to have this. Clear the Mine at the bottom of the library is kind of perfect. That's exactly where we want it. James is asking about the value of old sealed boxes. It's because they're rare in that form. Some people are collectors and just want sealed product, and you can't. It's easy to find the cards inside in the world. It's very difficult to find an unopened box. That's the bottom line. I'm gonna drop that. Help get the black we need, then our colors will all be there, and maybe we can pull back out of this. We're up against Rakdos, so this is going to be testing our metal here. Plague White, tough to block. Might have to demise it even, depending on what they follow up with here. Yeah, great start from the Rakdos deck. That's not bad for us. We don't have 2 spells this turn, though. Kind of like Griffin, looking for more, more black or the right, maybe our Dovin's Acuity with the Scry, and then trade off for the Juggler, or even trade off for the white. Oh, this is fully Esper. We're calling it Cherry, Cherry, Cherry because our mana base produces 7 of each color. It's more Orzhov, but we do have a Sphinx of the New Prov that basically put us into a 7/7/7 mana base. Yeah, I'm going to go Griffin here. Oligarch, you say. Oligarch, unfortunately, does not do what we want here in this spot. So we want land, and we want things that we're happy to block with here. And while Oligarch could block the Juggler, it can't really block the Plague White, so I'm out on that. Really rough to trade off a Senate Griffin for a Blade Juggler, but we're trying to keep our life total high here. This deck is going to win if we turn a corner by drawing some extra cards, gaining some extra life, controlling the board, and stabilizing, right? So I'm not worried, even though that in the abstract, trading off the Blade Juggler that already drew a card for your 4-mana 3/2 flyer feels bad. It feels worse to lose because you let your life total get too low. So we're going to try and stabilize through using creatures as removal when we can. Double Plague White. Come on, we're trying to win a Magic game here. All right, that helps with the Plague Whites, but we're going to have to... We can Demise to get rid of one of them, or just Insight. I think we're going to Insight because we want to find land for this turn. So let's Insight, hopefully find some land. Nullify one of these attacks. No land, but maybe we'll get it off the top, and it'll be untapped so we can cast the Arbiter? I don't know. That was bad, though, not to hit a land there. That was a little rough. Really want to get a swamp, and then we can cast 2 black spells in 1 turn. That's holding us back right now as well. So now I'm going to admonition away the Recluse, and we'll look for an untapped land off the top, plains or a swamp that can then let us cast a Final Payment if we need to, or an Orzhov Enforcer. Maybe we're just supposed to play the Enforcer, but again, by playing the admonition, we look for card draw, so I'm going to do that. Come on. Well, there's the Acuity that might help us out of this, but this is not a deck that does well on 4 land. We have drawn a ton. We've seen 4 land in 16 cards, or 14 cards. 4 and 14, not the ratio we created. But perhaps if we draw a land, we can Acuity into payment, or... Okay, well, we got the land, but we're in a spot now where I think we need Enforcer to try and take out the Recluse. And then do we have We don't have any. Again, we only have one black, so really, I guess it's Acuity plus Enforcer. See what we get here. Well, there's a swamp we kind of could have used, but yeah, if this Enforcer dies and they've got 4 cards, we've not really put anything for them to remove, so I'm not feeling good about the Enforcer surviving here. I feel like it's maybe doomed to die. If it does, we're going to have to sack the resulting token to get rid of the 6/5 next turn with final payment, and then Grotesque Demise one of the Plague Whites, probably. Just so. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can we go to 2? Might have to just chump here and actually sacrifice the Acuity to the final payment. I don't think we can go to 2. I think we are in sack Acuity mode. We're in desperation mode. Really unfortunate mana screw. I love this deck a lot. We lost once to a great high alert deck and once to our bad mana base, and in this case just a little mana screw. That happens if we're going to lose here. We're not quite dead yet. We're just awfully close. We have final payment sacking Acuity, which we just have to do now, leaving us with 4 extra mana, which we can use on Insight, which is not enough, or saving the Demise. So we're going to be final payment Demise this turn, and another trouble is, though, Rakdos Trumpeter, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they draw and play a second land, the Trumpeter has 2 activations, which means we can't really Demise it in response. Maybe we Demise the Trumpeter now, but I also kind of want them to sink mana into it. So So 1, 2. We have 4 left. If they pump this, well, that's okay. If they pump it a second time, yeah, I think we wait. Yeah, on the first activation we do it, and then if they do it in the response, they're only making it 3 and still works. Okay, that's good. And gosh, we could deny them card draw there, but I don't think that's worth it to deny them the card draw. We'll let them draw that card. Yeah, thanks all for... I just had to work through the sequencing on that Trumpeter activation stuff. Bye, Acuity. We'll get you back when we shuffle our library in 20 turns. This is where I'm expecting the Rakdos Trumpeter pump. But Oppo is considering possible ramifications of that move, I think. We can do it. We can just do it if they don't pump, because they don't have 2 pumps. They did not play the 8th land. So we're safe. They probably have other action in their hand, and they're trying to decide whether to risk it with the Trumpeter or not. Ugh. And understandable that they did, because we're now up against it yet again. We have 7 total mana to survive the turn, and really not the tools to do it with. We're going to have to insight and hope we find a 2-drop, basically. Yeah. What a bummer. Deck was good. Oppo had a nice clean Rakdos deck that applied the pressure nicely, and we just stumbled on mana long enough to unfortunately give that one up. You might be right, Fenor, but it's frustrating there because it wasn't even the mana base. It was just lack of land, just literally lack of lands. I thought the mana base was okay. We were like 1 or 2 dual lands away from gates from being where I really wanted to be with that mana base. Oh, sometimes I can't complain, but sometimes I still do, Fenor. I'm going to update our numbers. We're going to claim this prize, 650. And we actually, with this pack, hey, if we get a mythic, we could even get our grind to 100 and get our money, get our gems fully back. Let's see if we get super lucky and find a mythic in here. Mythic wild card or mythic gems. Ready? Here we go. 1 in 8. No, only the 20. But we do get to add 20 more. So all told, that that event cost us 20 gems. Not bad. Not bad. Still would have liked to have come up with a win, though. Oh, what is 3 and 3 in sealed? Hold on a second. 1,200. Okay, 1,200 there. I'm just trying to catch up on my numbers here. If you want to see what I'm adjusting, it's my spreadsheet, where we track our results around here.